So for the second part of this, we're doing the second row here. Okay. What you guys are going to do, you are going to be creating what's called a value scale, light to dark, or actually, you know what, we'll go the other way, dark to light. Dark to light. You are going to try, do we do dark to light or light to dark?
Light to dark.
Light to dark. We're going to light to dark. Sorry, because when you do it down here, it's going to be light to dark. So here we go. Only using your number 2 pencil. So you can use your number 2 pencil and your blending tool. Okay. You are going to try to go light to dark. So if you want to start at the box up here, darkest is kind of the easiest. I'll show you just with your number 2 pencil, because I want to show you guys how the number 2 pencil, the darkest dark of your number 2 pencil, is never going to be as dark as this 6B is going to get. Okay, so we're going to do a value scale here that's just going to be the HB pencil. And then down here, I'm going to give you other drawing pencils. And in each box, you're going to do each drawing pencil. And then you'll see how different the values are. So I'm going to start here. You don't have to fill the whole box if you don't want to, but you want to have a nice, like a nice section of color. So I'm going to do, and so this is going to be my darkest one. It's going to be on the far right. So I'm going to lay my value down. I'm laying my value down. Okay. And I can blend it with my blending tool to make it nice and soft. Okay. And then in my next box, I'm going to press a little lighter. So I want this box here to be the darkest, and then this box here is going to be lighter. My goal is going to be to have each box getting progressively lighter until this box is very, very, very light. Okay, so I'm going to fill this box. So I'm laying in dark, dark, dark value. Okay, blending it. And then this next box, I'm going to lay my value in. And I'm not pressing as hard. So it should look different from one to the other. So when I blend this box, and if they look similar, what you need to do is you need to decide, do I need to make this box lighter by erasing some of it? Or do I need to make the other box darker? Sometimes it's easier to make the other box darker. So I'm going to make this box. And sometimes going back and forth, so if you're crisscrossing your line, you're cross-hatching your lines, it makes it a little bit darker. So I'm going to have this box as be my darkest. Blend it out. Okay, so you guys should see that from my first box to my second box, one is darker, one is lighter. And now I'm going to go to my next box. And this one I'm going to decrease my pressure even more. I'm doing the whole box because I have a perfection issue.
Wait, so do we have to let the whole box?
Sometimes it's easier to see the values if they're lighter or darker if you have the whole box filled. If you can, I'm not going to be too picky. Just try and get it. I really want to just see that you're going from dark, light, lighter, lighter, lighter until you get to the end. Okay, so that's what I want you to see. I want you to see the scale of HB. So I want you to see the range of HB. Okay, I want you to understand that, you know, if you have the color, it's dark here, it gets lighter, lighter, lighter. I want you to work on that pressure. Okay, so you gotta keep going. And now you're gonna go lighter. So each box should get lighter and lighter and lighter until my last box is almost white. What's the matter? You can, yeah, because they'll have just very, very faint graphite, sure. Okay, so we keep going, keep going. Each box, we should be getting lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. Okay, you want it to be obvious that there's a difference between each of the boxes. Okay, so if there's no difference between them, then you need to go back and make either one of them darker or lighter. But you should be getting to a light value. You should not have like them all be dark. They should be progressively getting lighter. So, you guys know about a number line, correct? Okay. So if I have a number line, what's in the middle of my number line? In the middle of my number line.
0.
Thank you. 0 is in the middle of my number line. Okay. What's going to be on this side of the number line? Negatives. Okay. Negatives are over here. And over here, what do I have? Positives. Okay. How do the numbers go? So if I'm counting from 0 and I'm counting in the positives, how do my numbers go? Okay, so they're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then they're going to say, how do I go in the negative? -1, -2. So they go away from the 0, right? Okay. Your pencils are numbered similarly, like if you think of it like a number line, okay? So for our pencils, the 0 is our HB. It's the middle pencil, okay? To the left of the HB are our H pencils, and to the right are our B pencils, okay? H pencils are light. They are light, okay? And our B pencils are dark, okay? The reason being, H pencils, the graphite in them is harder. So it's harder to draw with them. The graphite doesn't come off as easily. And so it's a harder pencil. And then the B pencils are softer. And so when you draw with them, the line is very easy to make and it's very dark. Okay. So the way that we number this way is if you have in math, if you have 1x, what do you call it? Just call it X. So my 1H pencil is H. So it's H, 2H, 3H, 4H, 5H. It goes all the way to 9H. And then the other way starts with B, 2B, 3B, 4B, 5B, all the way up to 9B. Okay? So 9B is the darkest. 9H is the lightest. Okay? So if I had a 9H pencil and a 9B pencil, I took my 9H pencil and I drew as hard as I could, the darkest my 9H pencil would go will never, ever, ever be as dark as my 9B pencil. They're made of different things. And same thing for my 9B pencil. If I tried to draw as light as I possibly could with that 9B pencil, it would never be as light as a 9H pencil. They're made of different things. So we have our pencils here. We have an HB, a B, a 2B, a 3B, a 4B, and a 6B. So you guys are going to now draw your, you're going to do your value scale, okay, down here. But now we're going to use our drawing pencils. So just watch me for a second. I'm going to take my 6B pencil, okay? So remember that up here we just had HB, right? I'm going to draw my darkest box here with my 6B pencil. Watch to see how much darker it is, okay? So I'm going to... You guys see the difference between those two boxes? I didn't even blend it yet, okay? So 6B is much softer of a pencil than even HB, and the mark is much, much, much darker, okay? So I'm going to blend this out. Make it nice and even. I'm going to get a piece of paper. Put it over here. I have the texture of this mat I'm on. Okay. But you see that this 6B box that I have here is already much, much, much darker than even my HB. Okay, can you guys see that? Much darker. So now you're going to go with each box, each pencil, and you're going to make a value scale, just like you did up here, but you're going to now be using different pencils to accomplish it. Okay, so I'm going to get my 4B pencil. And now I'm going to blend in, and I mean, I'm not going to go as hard as I can. I'm going to try to get that nice, gentle step, just like I did up here. But I'm starting with a darker value to start. Okay, so I'm going to lay in my 4B. Okay, so we're going to get our nice, even value scale. But now we're using different pencil grades to try and accomplish it. So again, you should have a nice, gentle step between the boxes. You need to go back and make something darker. Go back and make it darker.
I do not have a 5B.
Okay, can you come up here and look in the bin for it?
Oh wait, we do not have 5B.
Oh no, yeah, you don't have 5B. What am I talking about? Okay. You're going to have a nice even step. So you're trying to get just dark, a little lighter as you go. And you're just changing with the pencils. So you're not trying to go as dark as you can in each box. You're trying to get that value scale like you did above. Just, you're now using different pencils to get those steps. Breathing. Okay. So you should be able to see the difference between these two value scales, because like we started with our ones that have our different drawing pencils. Our value scale started much darker. So like our overall value scale is kind of dark. But if you look here, like look at your HB pencil, the darkest HB, it kind of only comes in at like a 3B, right? Like these two are kind of the same. The values look similar. Okay, so the pencils kind of can overlap with how they can draw, but like if you go to very far ends of the spectrum, like they don't overlap as much. So like our HB, our darkest HB here, you can get that same kind of value with a 3B. But then if you look down here, like we're trying to get these very, very light values here, you know, and we need our HB for that because that's our lightest pencil. So finish up your value scale. Okay, make sure you submit it to, when you're done, take a picture of it to 2.2 value scale, value study, I think it's called. Okay, take a picture, make sure it's clear that we see all the boxes. Okay, and then you're gonna put this in your folder. Okay, I'm in the process of trying to take everybody's animal pictures, and I'm labeling them, so I'll be able to give them back to you next time. Okay, because next time we're going to get started on our actual piece of paper. Okay, but finish your value scale. Take your time. You have like 10 minutes. Okay, and then you're going to submit it to Canvas.